What if one of the most powerful navigators on the planet suddenly lost its way? What if a creature capable of traveling thousands of miles across open ocean, without a GPS, without maps, just got lost? It may sound unbelievable, even impossible, but it happens. Whales, some of the most extraordinary and intelligent animals in the natural world, can and do become lost. And when they do, the consequences can be startling for them, for the ocean, and even for us. Let's step back and appreciate just how skilled whales are when it comes to finding their way. These aren't creatures that simply meander from place to place. Whales are migration experts. For thousands of years, they've followed the same paths across the oceans, traveling between feeding grounds rich in fish and krill and warmer breeding areas where they mate and give birth. These journeys are not short. Some whale species migrate over 10,000 miles in a single round trip. What's more incredible is that they do this without getting lost, most of the time. Whales don't rely on vision like we do. They use a sophisticated system of echolocation, producing sounds that bounce off objects and return to them, allowing them to see with sound. This helps them navigate in the dark depths of the ocean where light doesn't penetrate. But that's not all. Researchers believe whales can sense the Earth's magnetic field, using it like an internal compass. This magnetic sense, combined with their memory of migration routes passed down through generations, gives whales an almost supernatural ability to know where they are and where they need to go. So how could a whale possibly get lost? The answer lies in the increasingly unpredictable and noisy environment they're swimming through. The oceans are no longer the quiet blue worlds they once were. Human activity has transformed them into a chaotic soundscape. Massive cargo ships roar across shipping lanes, sonar pulses from naval vessels bounce through the water, and oil companies blast air guns to survey the seafloor. These sounds interfere with a whale's echolocation, drowning out the echoes they rely on to orient themselves. Imagine trying to find your way in a pitch-black forest while someone blasts foghorns in your ears from every direction. That's what it's like for many whales today. On top of that, climate change is rapidly altering the ocean's chemistry and temperature. Warm waters may force whales to change their routes in search of food. Entire populations of krill may move to new regions, and with them, the whales that depend on them. These changes are happening faster than whales can adapt. And when these environmental disruptions occur, even the most experienced navigators can lose their way. When a whale gets lost, the results are often dramatic and tragic. Instead of gliding through deep, open waters, lost whales sometimes find themselves near coastlines or trapped in shallow bays. Disoriented and stressed, they may become stranded on beaches, unable to return to the water. These strandings are heartbreaking and often fatal. Even if they're rescued, the stress and confusion can leave them vulnerable to predators or disease. But the impact of a lost whale goes beyond individual survival. Migration is not just about movement, it's about timing. Breeding, feeding, and even social bonding in whales are tied to their ability to migrate successfully. When a whale doesn't make it to its breeding ground, it may not reproduce that year. When it misses its feeding grounds, it might not store enough energy to survive the season. And these aren't isolated incidents. If entire groups of whales begin to experience navigation disruptions, we could see serious declines in whale populations over time. This disturbance also affects the broader marine ecosystem. Whales are not just the ocean's giants, they're also keystone species. When they feed at depth and then defecate near the surface, they bring nutrients up from the ocean floor, helping to fertilize plankton that form the base of the marine food chain. Disrupt this process, and the entire food web starts to feel the strain. A lost whale is more than just a creature out of place. It's a sign that something is going wrong in the ocean's intricate system. There's also a physical danger involved. Whales that stray into unfamiliar areas may come into closer contact with human activity. They might swim into busy shipping routes and get struck by large vessels. These collisions can be deadly, both for the whale and for the ship's crew. Additionally, if a whale carrying a disease enters a new population, it could introduce pathogens that spread among other whales, weakening multiple pods. Humans aren't immune to the consequences either. Lost whales can cause significant damage to coastal infrastructure. Their massive size means that if they wander into shallow harbors or get caught in fishing nets, the economic toll can be heavy. Local fisheries may be disrupted. Nets and gear may be destroyed. There have even been instances where whales have ventured into popular swimming areas, raising concerns for human safety. Not because whales are aggressive, but because a confused 40-ton animal thrashing in shallow water can be dangerous. Yet there's an unexpected silver lining. The sight of a lost whale, while concerning, often draws massive public attention. People flock to beaches hopping to catch a glimpse of the animal, and in doing so, many become more aware of the fragility of ocean life. News stories, social media videos, and community rescue efforts spotlight the challenges whales face. These moments can serve as powerful catalysts for conservation efforts. So, what can we actually do about it? The good news is quite a lot. First, supporting organizations that focus on whale research and conservation is crucial. These groups not only work on the ground to help stranded whales, but they also conduct vital studies that help us understand how whales navigate and how to protect them better. Second, we need to address the noise problem in our oceans. That means advocating for quieter ship technologies, setting limits on sonar use, and creating marine-protected areas where human activity is restricted. Reducing noise pollution isn't just good for whales. It helps the entire marine environment. Finally, we must tackle the broader issues driving climate change. Every effort to reduce carbon emissions, from switching to renewable energy to supporting sustainable fishing, helps create a more stable environment for marine life. When the ocean is healthier, whales are safer and less likely to lose their way. In the end, the story of a lost whale is not just about a single animal wandering off course. It's a reflection of the changes we've made to the planet, and a reminder that even the most capable navigators can become disoriented in a world we've reshaped. But it's also a call to action. With awareness, compassion, and science-driven solutions, we can help guide these magnificent creatures back on course, and in doing so, chart a better path for ourselves.